Hello and welcome to another episode of Talking Rangers. Today is Tuesday, October 8th. We are just a little under 24 hours away from the start of the New York Rangers 2024-2025 season. This is episode 40. Thank you, as always, for joining us. Joe, season's back. How's it going, man?
It's good. It's been a long off season, so you know, I can't believe we're already in August or October. It's crazy, but season starts tomorrow, so to the Rangers. So we're probably gonna be in for a ride.
Yep. Yeah, definitely. It's going to be a interesting year seeing, how they come back after another Eastern Conference Finals exit. Is this year different? Is this year finally the year? Always teasing, never pleasing with this team, it seems. Um, when you look at, we'll go through a preview. We'll kind of break down some point projections for some of these guys, and things like that. But in terms of Igor, I guess we could start with him. He's the big story today. Talking a little bit off air about it, but Igor, earlier today, report from Kevin Weeks that it was an 8-year, $88 million contract offer that was given to him, which obviously comes out to 11 million AAV. Shesterkin's camp, as quoted by Kevin Weeks, has said wasn't pleased by the deal, wasn't happy it got leaked. This kind of feels like Aaron Judge situation, a little bit 2.0, although Judge is much, much different. A little bit different, but it's similar in terms of not the camp not happy that it's leaked. Obviously not happy with the contract offer itself. So Igor will now go into a year where he's essentially betting on himself after a contract extension that probably sounds about right. I mean, I don't know how much more he's actually going to get, how much more he wants, but turns down the 8-year, 88 million. And again, we'll get into projections and stuff. But what are your thoughts on Igor and rejecting this deal?
Now, I've said the same thing. I've been pretty consistent about the whole like Igor thing. I don't think I think 11 million is a lot, but I can see it as the market it goes up. So I think price makes like 10 and a half. So I'd be okay if he were to make that. Um, the 11 million, I was gonna say, but I still think it's a little much, just because you can win without a goalie, and not without a goalie, but you like if you look at the last couple of goalies, like Darcy Kemper, even Bobrovsky, he was just mediocre. I think he just was hot during the playoffs. Aiden Hill, Binghamton. So if you can just get these hot goalies that play well in the playoffs, you can win. And I just think it's more important to have a good team as far as skaters to win the cup. I just think that the Rangers have kind of maxed out what they are as far as what they can do with this core with Igor. It just seems like making the team worse, paying him more, you're going to lose a player off the roster. I don't really see this team getting better by paying him. Like he can't win at 5.7 or 5.6 with this roster, and then you're going to pay him like $6 million more, and you're going to say the team is better after that. I can't see that happening. I don't know. I don't think you should pay a goalie that much money. What pisses me off is that you offer him the highest paid goalie in the league. That's what he wanted, and he still rejects it. So I just don't think. I don't know. I think they probably have to look into trading him. Will they? Probably not. But it's like a lose-lose situation. I feel like you're either going to give in, pay him whatever, or you're going to trade him and probably lose the best player on your team. But I don't know. It's tough. I'm not too fond of paying him though.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. It feels like this, and I guess I can't say I'm surprised, but feels like this would have been a contract that maybe he just would have ended up accepting, but obviously feels like his value is much larger. Yeah, I mean, you kind of hit it on the head there. They haven't won with him. They haven't. I don't know if they're going to ever win with him. I mean, he's a guy that always steps up in the playoffs. Was great last year, but ultimately, there's not enough guys from a core perspective on this team that could step up in the postseason and play well enough in the postseason. Igor does, but yeah, I mean, the NHL the last couple years has been a league where, I mean, heck, Stuart Skinner was in the cup last year. So it's like this has been a league that has shown you that you can have average goaltending if you can score and defend well enough in front of your own crease. You're going to find ways to win. And the Rangers, unfortunately, don't do either of those very well in the playoffs. Igor bails them out oftentimes, and they can't score, as we all know. Florida couldn't score. Obviously, they couldn't score against Tampa 2 years ago. So we've seen this team just go through these goal scoring droughts. I guess, do you think he ends up, is he here long term, or do you feel this is something that this is really it for him? Um, I know we talked off there. I don't think a trade will happen. But I do think there is I don't think Holy. I think he's going to get extended long term. I think Drury's going to do whatever it takes to keep him here long term, especially even if he goes out there this year and spikes up his value so much where it's could halt or could hurt the rest of the team and where you could spend elsewhere. I think he's going to do everything in his power to keep him.
Yeah, I kind of agree. I think they're probably going to end up overpaying, but I think the best case scenario is that they win the cup. And not saying that's because they win the cup, but I think if you win the cup, then you can justify both. Either not paying or paying him. And I think that's fine. Like, you win the cup, I don't think people really care if you let go of Igor. I think people are just going to be happy that you win the cup. Or if you win the cup and you pay him 13, whatever it is, people are like, all right, he won the cup, they won the cup. That, yeah. So I think that's the only way that it turns into a win-win scenario. But I do see them cracking and probably paying him. I think he's going to get like 12 million.
So. Yeah, I think that's the range that he's looking for. I think that's what he ultimately wants and hopefully gets after, or what he hopes to get after this year. So I guess that's the Igor stuff here. I guess we can kind of move on and just preview the season overall, preview some guys, point projections, all that stuff. Why not? I guess we could start. We'll go through the line here. A couple key players. I guess we'll start with the first line. Why don't we start with Kreider and Mika, because they're the big story going into this year. Mika, obviously, last year, a significant down year for his standards, especially when it comes to 5-on-5 play was a huge down year. He ended up the season with 26 goals, 46 assists, 72 points. And then when you look at Kreider, 39 goals, 36 assists, 75 points. They bring in Riley Smith to try and infuse something into that right wing spot. I don't think it'll work. Probably not work. We'll probably be talking about right wing after tomorrow night, if we're being honest. It's probably might be a discussion right away.
Probably.
But Mika, I guess to start with him. He was awful from a goal scoring perspective. Massive drop off from his 39 he scored a year ago. What are you looking at this year? Does he get back up over 80 points? Does he get back up near maybe 90, which he had in in the 22-23 year? I don't think he's touching near 40 goals, but does he at least hit 30 this year? Is he going to bounce back? I guess.
I'm going to say no. I know a lot of people are kind of expecting the big bounce back, but I don't see it. I don't see it. I mean, he's aging. His play hasn't really improved at all. Like, there wasn't any spots during the season last year where I was like, all right, there's still something there. As far as like the offense.
Yeah.
So,
no, yeah, I agree.
I mean, he's still a good, like, defensive player, you know, but other than that, he's not aggressive as far as shooting the puck. He's not very good in the power play. I don't know. I just think that once he stopped shooting that one-timer spot in the power play, I guess he didn't want to become like too predictable, but it just doesn't seem like he can produce at a high scoring level, which they kind of need him to be. But I don't know. I don't think his 5-on-5 play was good last year, and I don't think it's really going to improve. Like I said, he's aging. If I had to say, there's a chance he gets 30 goals. Do I think he's gonna? It's close. I think he's going to be in the high 20s. I don't think he's going to hit 30, but I could be wrong. He's done it before, but I just don't think he's going to do it again.
Yeah. I don't know. He was just so bad last year. Like, I don't think he can be much worse. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised to see him hit over 30. My biggest concern is I just think that whole line's broken. I think him and Kreider are broken together. I think they got to split them up. That's a lot of the calls for the issues on 5-on-5, specifically with that line, but also Mika from an individual perspective. I don't know. I just feel like I think there is a chance too where he's just gonna have these droughts again where he's a non-factor. And he's not shooting and he's just not impacting the game from offensively. Yeah, defensively very good, but and he is aging like you said. But I mean, what he had one goal in January. I think he had one goal in January, and I think he had the 5-on-5 stretch that lasted into what, March? I think it was, right, December to March.
Yeah,
It was like
that was like
3 months.
March. Yeah, it was like
Yeah,
against like the Devils.
yeah. Was that is when it ended? Yeah, that was. Wasn't that like the game after game or 2 games after the deadline? I think it was.
It was against the Devils. I know that.
Yeah. I know the first game back from the deadline was the Blues. I think the Devils game might have been like right after that or a couple games after that. Because the Blues games, when they shut him out, we were all hyped up about Roslovic. Oh, he looked good. And that
Don't
ended fast.
don't say his name. Don't say that guy's name again.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I think Mika, I'll say touches.
What do you think he gets?
Optimistic, I guess 30. I mean, he was so bad last year. Like, do we really see him going 3 months without a 5-on-5 goal again? Is that gonna happen? I mean, he went 3 months without a 5-on-5 goal and he
No,
only hit
that's
44 shots.
that's not gonna happen again. But
So that's what I'm saying. Like, he's gonna be able to find 4 more goals than he did last year, I think. It's not like he had 19 goals last year and we're asking for him to put up 11 to 12 more. I'll say he hits 30. Hits 30 on the dot. But that's it. He
how
doesn't
many
hit
points?
35 or plus.
How many points you think?
I'd say 30. I say he gets like 77, 78, maybe a touch below 90 or 80. Definitely not hitting 90. I don't think he hits mid 80s. I think he's at best low 80s, 81, 82. And I think he had 81 in 21, 22. I think it was. He had 81 that year. He had a lot of assists. I think he had over 50 assists that season because I think he scored under 30 goals. But I think you're looking at high 70s, low 80s.
Low 80s? No
I think
way.
at
No
best. I don't
way.
think he's mid 80s or high 80s. I think at best he's low 80s.
I think at best
He's
he's low 70s.
It's
He plays in the
possible.
power play, so you think he's going to get a decent amount of points just being on the power play. But I don't know. Here's a 28 goals and 50 assists.
If I get him to 78.
Yeah, I don't think he's getting over 80 though.
Yeah. Well, yeah, low 80s, high 70s. He's going to be around like the 82 to like 77 range. Because he was what, 72 last year, I think. The
You know what?
26, 46.
You know what? I think he's going to be around 75. 75. I think he's going to be hovering around 75.
Yeah. It's possible.
Yeah.
Riley Smith. Let's just jump to Riley Smith. Why not? I guess before we get into Riley Smith's stat predictions, we shouldn't even really get in. How long does it take until they change Riley Smith?
Like games over under?
Yeah. I think we did this with Ranger Central, but I forget our answers.
I'd say by November.
We said it over November.
By November.
I'd say so. So what is that? 6 games, 7 games?
He'll be gone by the end of October.
I think
in October there'll be a game in October.
Got about what, 9 games in October?
There'll be a game in October where he doesn't start on that first line.
Yeah, there probably will be. You know what that game? I don't know. Predict. So who do you think, Phil? Who's the first guy to step up in his place?
Kako. Definitely Kako.
That's what we did. We did over under, I think 5.5 for how many guys will play right wing.
Oh, like the total?
Was it? Oh, I think we set it over 5.5.
It was something like that. I don't remember the exact number, but
it'll be over that.
Probably. Yeah, definitely.
And it'll be under 1 change to Mika and Kreider. They won't change the 2 of them.
No, 0. Yeah, they're not going to change them. They'll play the whole season together.
Yeah,
which I don't agree with, but
nope. But it's at this point you're fighting a losing battle. You're just wasting air saying it because they're not going to do it. I mean, you could go up to Lavalette and knock on his door and flip over his desk and tell him to change it. He's not going to change it. No coach is going to change it. They just won't do it. Kreider. Speak of Kreider. Well, we'll get to Kreider here. Last season, 75 points at the 39 goals, just a tick under 40. Now, 2 years removed, another year older, but 2 years moved from the 52 goal season that he had in 2021, 2022. After what was kind of a, I don't know, I guess down year the year prior, where he had under 50, I think 54 points last season, puts up 75, back above 70 for the second time in his career. Do you see another 70-point season for the third time here for Kreider?
Probably not. Again,
Yeah.
just because of the regression of his Zibanejad.
Yeah.
I think he's probably going to be around 40 goals and like 20 something assists.
Yeah.
Like
I
maybe
agree.
like 40 goals, 22 assists, 40 goals, 25 assists, like 65 points. I
Yeah,
can see him being there.
last year his assist numbers were like oddly high. 36 assists last year. His previous high was 25. So his assist numbers have never crept over 30 until last season. So I don't expect him to have another 30 plus assist year. I think you're probably looking at a 37 to 38 goal season, similar to where he had last year. Maybe he hits 40.
I
I
think he's
think
gonna.
probably high 30s though.
I think he'll be in the 40s this year.
Think he'd be in the 40s.
Yeah, I think he's
And
gonna score 40.
I would say back down to about 23, 24 assists, which would get him to what, 64, 65
I'd
points.
say 43, 23.
So that is 66.
Yeah,
Yes.
good math. Good math.
Yes. Yeah, then that's right. And that's right. I think he dips below 70. And I don't think the assist numbers are as high as they are. That's not really what he does. Lafreniere, just throw him out there. Huge season. Point per game. I'll go. I mean, how much goals are we thinking here? Is Lafreniere hit 40?
I think he scores 40 goals too.
40 goals.
I think he leads the team in goals. That's my prediction.
So how many? So what do you have? Kreider at what, 43? So where do you have Laf? Like 45?
Yeah. 40, maybe like 44.
44?
42. I don't know. 42.
So he's second. Or Kreider drops down.
I think Kreider's
He's going to lead the team some way.
Yeah, this is gonna be like a number where he's gonna lead the team. He'll be around like 65 points probably, just because he's not gonna play the power play.
Yeah. So you'll be looking at what, 43 goals, 42 goals, and 20
something assists. Yeah, probably in the high 60s probably.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. I think you're looking at a big year for Lafreniere. He could have easily last year had probably 37, 38 goals.
Yeah.
If he didn't get snake bitten sometimes. I mean, that's if every of those, he probably had about 10, 12 goals that should have went in. So even if half those go in, not all 10 of them, but even if just half those go in, you're looking at a 34, 35 goal season for him here entering year 5. I'm excited for Lafreniere. I really am. I think he's going to be a huge piece. Was awesome last year, awesome in the playoffs. One of the only guys that actually showed up in the Florida series, because there was other guys that showed up during the postseason, but it's actually kind of funny. It took him a little while to I don't think he scored his first goal until that Carolina series. What, game 2?
Yeah, but he was still good.
Yeah,
I mean, there was a short series against Washington.
Yeah, the Capital series was not the playoffs.
Yeah, that was like
didn't even feel like the playoffs. That was like a warm up.
Yeah, it was like a qualifying round for the Capitals had to win like.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was the bubble qualifying round.
Yeah,
that's what it was. It was the. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. I do have to say this. So it's going to be April. The Rangers are going to be in the playoffs. The Knicks should be in the playoffs. If they're not, it's a disaster. Probably even more of a disaster than the Rangers if the Knicks aren't in the playoffs. I think it'd be more disappointing if the Knicks missed the playoffs.
Probably because it's
from a non-biased. I'm not a Knicks fan, so I don't care if they miss the playoffs. But from like a non-biased outside, the expectations on the Knicks, I think, are greater than the Rangers. If I had to guess,
you're so biased.
Just based off of the off-season moves and going all in with Cat. But are we going to be talking about 1994 again?
No, never again.
I think we will be.
No.
I know last year everything was lining up, but I think this year, if the Knicks are healthy, the Rangers will find a way to get back to the Eastern Conference Finals like they always do. Both teams are going to be in the Eastern Conference Finals. We're going to be like, this is 94.
No way. No way.
So there will be no 94 uttered out of your mouth.
Nope. I'm not going to say it again. Never again.
Not even throughout the season.
No.
The regular season is going to be such a grind. It really is.
Dude, I'm not even looking forward to the regular season.
I just want playoffs.
Yeah. It doesn't mean anything. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, it means something. I mean, you got to enjoy the grind 82, I guess. You know? I mean, this is supposed to be an exciting episode. This is the preview episode. We can't be. We're down in the dumps right now talking about the regular season.
I think
this regular season is going to be rough. They're not going to be very good. They're going to be.
I think Trocheck's going to have another big year.
Yeah, I agree. I think Trocheck's going to have another good year.
I'm a big Trocheck guy, so I think he's going to be good again.
He's on my fantasy team. I've drafted a winner this year on my fantasy team.
Who's the winner? Or is the team is the winner?
The team that's a winner.
Oh, I thought you were talking about like a player.
No. Well, I mean, Trocheck's a winner. He's a winning player.
Trocheck's a stud, yeah.
Yeah, Trocheck's a winning player, but my fantasy team's a winner, in my opinion. Same thing with my fantasy football team. It's a winner.
Hey, put your money where your mouth is. Let's see.
Yep. Does Trocheck crack 80 this year? I say so. Why not?
Yeah, I think he does.
He cracks 80. Give me 20, like 8 goals. Give me like 3-4 more goals and maybe an assist or 2 more.
Yeah, he'll be at like 38 or 20, like 30 goals, 58 assists.
Yeah,
that's a lot.
Oh, like that.
Yeah, why not?
All right.
He plays in the power play.
Yeah, that is true. What about 50 goals, 38 assists?
No. He's not scoring 50 goals.
Vincent Trocheck. Anytime. Vincent Trocheck, 50 goals. Bet the house. I mean, that's not happening. He's only hit 30 once. 30's not really a reach.
He'll hit his career high in goals. I don't know what it is, but
I think it's 31. I think he hit it with Florida one of the years.
He'll break that. And he'll break the point record, whatever it is for him.
Yeah. Well, last year I think it was. Because yeah. I think his previous high was the year he hit 31. This year is 77. Or last year was 77. So he'll break last year. He'll hit 80.
Like point a game player.
Yeah. Definitely.
88's a lot. I think 84.
Yeah. I think he sneaks over a point per game player. 82 exactly on the dot.
84. I'm thinking
81.
84.
He plays 81 games, 81.
Yeah, he'll probably miss a couple games. We'll see. But he's definitely, like, I think he's a player that I think is probably going to be the best player if I had to choose one, at least offensively.
Yeah. Adam Fox.
Like,
no. I don't want to go to him yet.
No, you can't. We got to go through
Filipino. Where do you? Just go with the forward, and then we'll go with the defenseman.
Heedle's my like.
I to be honest, I don't know what to expect because unfortunately I think Heedle's going to miss time at some point.
He's my like dark horse guy. I think he has a chance to score 30 goals, and I think he could be the best player on the team. Forward wise, he could if he stayed healthy.
If he stays healthy,
just because
that's what I'm worried about. If he's healthy, he can easily hit 30. He can easily, become really one of the. I mean, we saw what he can do when he's been healthy. Although that's kind of unfortunately been not very common. My biggest thing is I don't know. It's tough to put a prediction on him because he hasn't been healthy, and I wouldn't be surprised if he already had an injury scare. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets banged up.
My problem with him though is that the way he plays a little reckless. Like he'll just cut up to the middle of the zone trying to skate through someone, and he's not that big, so he can get popped. But he's just so dynamic. I mean, his ability to skate with the puck. He's got a quick release. He's got good hands.
Yeah,
he just does everything good. As far as like if you want out of a offensive forward, and that's what he is. I mean, he's unbelievable. He just has to stay healthy. I think that he could be the best offensive player in this team. I know that sounds a little crazy because we have Panarin. I think I think he's better than Lafreniere.
I wouldn't. I'd say Lafreniere is better.
I think he is. I think he is. I think
he might be. I need to see more. I need to see more.
That's true. Yeah, he's got to stay healthy.
Yeah. I'd still say Lafreniere's got the edge, but
we'll see. But I'm buying Filipino stock.
We got some major Filipino optimism here.
I'm a Filipino.
I'm not as high. I mean, I like him a lot. I'm not as high as I'm on him as you are. I like him, but I just think he's gonna miss time. Unfortunately,
I'm a Philip fanatic.
You're a Philip Heedle stan.
I'm a Philip fanatic.
Sure, that works too. No,
you're not. Buy his jersey, unlike this guy.
You're the Foo Philly. Yeah, that's a bad purchase he made there.
I bought it like I don't know, like 4 years
That was
ago.
their was that their
It was
those were
during
their
COVID.
original
That was during
retros.
COVID. It was during the
Yeah, the
COVID
COVID year.
season, like the shortened
The
one with the
56 game
divisions.
season. Yeah.
Yeah,
The year where they sent out the letter or not the letter, the Tom Wilson incident.
yeah, that was the
Yeah.
year.
When's the last time you worn that?
This
Or is it just now
I
just
wore
the
it.
studio
I
prop?
wore it like once, and it was the game 2 of the Penguin series.
Oh God. So you've barely worn it.
Yeah, I don't really wear my jerseys. Like I don't know. I'm not like a public.
You're just not a big jersey. I'm every sport I'm a jersey guy during the games.
I'm like a collector. Like I love collecting them. I don't like wearing them though.
Yeah, I have a lot of random jerseys. I have a ton of jerseys that I don't wear. The only jerseys I wear are the favorite teams I have. Like I have a bunch of random jerseys. But
Yeah,
I'm a big jersey guy during the games. So
yeah. But like I said, I think he'll.
maybe we need to make that adjustment. Wear the jersey during the postseason. Maybe that'll help them win.
Yeah. All right. Maybe I will. Maybe I will. We'll see. We'll see when we get there.
Yeah. Let's see. Capo Caco traded. He's
What
gonna get traded.
you think? You're
No,
low
he's
on
not.
Capo?
I don't think he's gonna get traded.
Are you low on him though?
I'm low. So low.
I feel like we were kind of the same way on Lafreniere, and
He
he
stinks.
and he boomed. He boomed. You know what that's from?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. If you don't know where that's from, you've been living under a rock.
But
I mean, they were at FAU football game. They're everywhere now. They're everywhere.
I think
The world's loudest boom. Nobody said anything.
I think you could just I don't know. I don't see much out of him. I think 30 points, 35 points.
I don't want to say he stinks. I should retract my statement. He is what he is. He is what he is. That's what he is. Like he's
a solid third line player.
Yeah, he's nothing more, nothing less. He's not the second overall pick they thought they were getting in 2019. He's not going to come out here in year 6 and make some sort of drastic jump and score 30 goals. And
no, that's not gonna happen.
It's just not happening. This is at best, he's like a 40-point player, 45-point player at best. High 30s, 40s.
Maybe high 30s. I'm thinking low 30s. He just doesn't score. I mean, maybe we'll see what Hedl is. If Hedl stays healthy, they could score. So
yeah,
who knows?
I don't know what's gonna happen in the postseason. Like that's my point. If he's not gonna be used in the postseason, if you're gonna just tell me now. If you're gonna scratch him again in the postseason,
is crazy.
Just get rid of him.
If that pissed me off. Like we couldn't trade this guy for Gensel, but then we're gonna scratch him in the postseason.
And then they don't play him. That's pathetic.
Made no sense at all. Made zero sense.
That's a Chris Drury move. Come on now. We should know this. That's the Rangers move.
Yeah. Same old Rangers.
Yeah, same old Rangers. Actually, they're not that bad to warn a same old Rangers.
Same old Rangers is losing in the conference final.
Yeah, that's same old Rangers. Same old Rangers is I don't know. I think same old only applies to the Jets personally, but
old Mets.
We can but they're turning the tide.
We'll see. Fellow Mets fans probably hyped up.
Now it's OMG Mets.
Oh my God.
Same old Rangers from conference finals perspective. Yes. But
yeah, I agree.
Other than that, there's really nothing same old. Like they're same old in a good way in the regular season, but that's it. They're always teasing, never pleasing. That's the best way I could describe it with the Rangers. Every year, always teasing, never pleasing.
I'm big in Will Cooley this year too. I don't know what you think.
Yeah,
your thoughts on him, but I think he's gonna have another good year. I think he's gonna score 20 goals this year.
I like Will Cooley. I feel like he could be your physical option that can score.
Yeah, I'm a big Will Cooley guy. I think
he's big. He'll be a big piece, I think, in the postseason. This year, now that he's got a full postseason under his belt last year, only getting better. Really, his only second full season. So, I like Will Cooley a lot. I agree. I think he's kind of he's going to be a crucial part in the postseason. If he takes a bigger jump this year, he's a crucial part. Brings that physicality. Not afraid to get into it at what he's 22, right? I think.
He might be 20. Yeah, you might be right.
22, something like that.
22, 23.
Yeah. Young, either way. Yeah, I have high expectations for Cooley. Definitely. What about what about let's go with Key and Fox. Top line there.
I don't know. I mean,
Top pair.
as far as Miller, I don't know. I don't really have much
Well,
high
I guess we should
expectations on
say.
him.
What thoughts on Miller's new hair?
Out of the blonde Miller, maybe
Yeah.
blonde Miller's him though. You know, we got to see first.
Uh,
He's got the gimmick, so maybe it'll be good. If he
yeah, it might
plays
be.
good, does he keep the hair for the whole season? You think? Is it kind of like a Panera thing where like he was playing good,
Yeah,
so
he'll
he kept
try it
it?
out, and if it's working, he'll roll with it.
Uh,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Panarin should go buzz his head again.
He's growing it out. It's long again.
Yeah, I know that's the problem. He should buzz it. That's the problem. It was he didn't. It was growing out when it was the postseason. He should have buzzed it for the postseason,
Yeah, I agree.
and then just keep the beard because you don't shave, right?
I
So
think I'd say this
playoff
about
hockey,
Miller.
could shave the head.
He's got high upside, but I just don't know if we're ever going to see it here if he ever ends up leaving. I have a lot of concerns with his defensive play, though. I'm not a really big fan of him defensively, and I feel he doesn't produce enough offensively to warrant what he's going to want money wise after the season. But if he plays with Fox, I think he should have a pretty good year offensively. I
Yeah.
think he's a solid player, though. I could see him getting around 30, 35 points, but I don't know. I just pretty annoyed with his defensive play early last season, and I just think in the playoffs he kind of was very bad at both blue lines.
Yeah. No, yeah, I agree. He let a lot of plays just kind of go behind him. He's not very good against the rush.
He tries
Uh,
to use his stick and his length,
yeah, he tries to
and
use
then he gets
his
burned a lot.
own. Yeah. Um, he utilizes too much on his own like athletic ability, I guess, in a way.
Yeah, he tries, and that kind of like is kind of his downfall. Like he puts too much into just his physical traits, and I think that kind of takes him away from being a good defensive player because he just thinks, "Oh, I'm long, I'm athletic, I can make this play." And then and there's a lot of situations where he's not making the right decision just because he thinks he can do something. As like I said, with like, "Oh, this guy could just catch with my stick," but then the guy just gets by him because this guy's faster than him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I agree. And then with Fox, you just hope he stays healthy. Last year got banged up. Um, I don't think there's really many expectations for Fox other than to do what he's done.
Yeah, he'll be like, I think he'll be like top three
Yeah.
defenseman, probably gonna be around a point a game.
Yeah.
I don't really have any worries about him. Probably the first or second best defenseman in the league.
Yeah. He'll be right around the 55 to 60 assist mark, maybe a little bit above 60, 73 to 76 points, somewhere around there.
I think he's gonna be over that. I think he's gonna be over 80.
It's possible.
I think he'll be a point a game this year.
I mean, the goals were up last year. They got up to, I think, 17, which is a career high. Is it possible? I mean, he only played 72 games. So you give him another 10 games, there's a good chance he hits. If he was a point per game player those next 10 games, he would have 83 points
Yeah,
on the season.
he's gonna
Maybe
be a
even
point a game
touches
player.
20 goals. Yeah. Trouba. He's gonna get booed. Just boo him.
You think he's gonna get booed, or is it just gonna
No, he
sound like
won't get booed.
true? So we can't
No.
really tell.
Yeah, he won't get booed. Well, that's our excuse though. If we do boo him, we'll just say we're doing.
Yeah, we're saying true. We're
Yeah.
booing him.
Boo him when he gets off the bus. Boo him.
I didn't get that reference.
You never heard that from Don LaGreca? I don't know exactly.
Oh
how it
yeah.
goes.
Oh, they're talking about the guy from the Giants, right? Evan Neal.
Yeah, I
I do.
forget. It was the flipping burgers. I
Yeah,
forget.
It was like
Exactly how it goes, but it's like when he gets off the bus, boo him. When he walks onto the field, boo him. It was something.
He's like, you see him at like the local supermarket, boom.
Boo him. Yeah, it was like boo him. Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, he is what he is. Just like a lot of these guys are. We're not really like, besides like Lafreniere, Cooley, the younger guys, you can see an improvement out of them. But for a lot of the veterans, it's pretty much gonna be the same old. He'll throw one or two big hits this season, maybe a little bit more than that, and he will get burned. He will get burned.
He'll get burned in the playoffs.
He will get burned all day, especially in the offensive zone. At the blue line, he will get burned.
Mm-hmm.
He will take stupid penalties. He will get beaten to puck in the middle of the ice and have to drag guys down to prevent breakaways. Like, he's slow. He's getting worn down. I don't know. I don't see him having a bounce back year. I think he's going to be pretty bad this year, especially with all the pressure that he has now to play well because of how they're trying to trade him. I don't know.
It's an ugly situation. This is it for him. It's ugly.
Yeah, this will be his last year.
I don't even know why he's still a captain. It's just.
Yeah, I probably would have stripped it and then given it to Fox.
Yeah, I would have. Yeah, like he's not to be here next year. They tried to trade him. It's one thing if it just happens to a normal player. I don't know. The whole situation still ticks me off with his whole like residency and stuff. It's like you're no special than any other athlete.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I don't like True. He's terrible. He's not any good. He was awful in the playoffs.
It's one thing if you're not good, and then there's another thing if you take a bunch of stupid penalties.
Yeah. And then he was single-handedly one of the biggest reasons why they lost Game 6.
Yeah, because he tries to step up and hit Bennett, completely misses, and then Bennett's wide open and rifles one post and then.
Yep. And the Rangers lose.
I don't expect anything out of him, and this is his last season. Thank God.
Yeah, I agree.
Thank God.
So we already talked about Igor. We went through good chunk of them. Any other thoughts
on Igor?
No, just on the team prediction.
I mean, yeah, we'll see. A couple new guys, Edstrom and Rempe.
Yep.
We'll see what they do this year. Hopefully, they'll continue to kind of be like the Bash brothers. Physicalities, what could help us there in the fourth line. I'm not really expecting anything out of Sam Carrick. I don't know. I can see him. I can see him being off the team pretty quick. But they are paying him like $1 million, which is a decent amount for a fourth line player. Lindgren should be hopefully back soon. Not really expecting much out of him. I think it will also be his last year too with the team. Just gets hurt too much, and he plays through his injuries, and I just think he breaks down a lot. So I think that'd be smart to get rid of him. But he'll have a good year, though. He'll have a good year playing with Fox. Mancini, I'm curious to see how well he plays. I believe he'll be the team's third pair right winger with Brian Schneider, who I'm very high on Schneider. We can talk about him. I'm very high on Schneider. I think Schneider's going to be really good this year. Hopefully, eventually, he'll be a top 4 defenseman. So we'll see what happens there. Not really expecting Mancini to be on this team for too long. Like I said, Lindgren should be back, and then I think they'll just resort to Ruedel being the extra defenseman. And then you have Jones. Like we'll see. I'm curious to see how well he is. I'm curious to see what do you think of Jones? Do you think he's gonna have a big year?
Yeah, I like Jones a lot. I think he's what this team needs. Is puck moving defenseman. He could drive. He could drive play. I like Zach Jones a lot. He's like Trouba to me is the complete opposite of what this team is. Zach Jones to me is like exactly what this team needs from defensive perspective. And I know he's on the smaller end and stuff like that, but I don't know. I just like his speed. I like the way he could push the puck. I don't know. I like Zach Jones a lot. This is a big year for him, especially with the knowing that Trouba is not going to be here next year. Lindgren's probably gone. Zach Jones' role all of a sudden gets bigger and bigger as in the future here. So it's a big season for him. But I like him a lot. I might be higher on Zach Jones than maybe some. It's just, to me, I feel like anytime he's in, he's always making impact. Like you notice him out there in a good way. I know sometimes it's not always the best to notice defensemen because sometimes that means they're doing the wrong thing.
Something bad.
Yeah. But I think you notice him in a good way, in my opinion, driving play. I like him a lot. I think he's in for a good season, and he's in for a big role here in the future beyond 2025 or 2024 and 2025. But
yeah. So I mean, I feel like that's mostly it. I mean, I guess Quick. Anything on Quick? I mean, like we kind of said last episode, maybe just a little bit of a regression as far as his stats, but
yeah, he'll be. He's not going to be what he was last year, where he was better than Igor for a good chunk of the season. But as long as they're winning, as long as his record is around where it was last year, like as long as they're winning and doing well, he's gonna find a way, or it's gonna be fine. That's all that matters. As long as they could find, he doesn't have to be impressive. As long as they find ways to win when he's out there, that's all that matters. He does enough. He's not gonna. I don't think he's gonna have a 9-11 save percentage again and a 2.62 goals allowed against. I think it was like he's not gonna have that. I think he'll be probably around 900 around there. And the goals I think will go up to the mid to maybe high twos, but I mean, I think he'll regress, but I also think, I mean, he doesn't have to. He could play really well this year and still statistically be worse than he was last year. That's how good he was last year. So I think he'll be solid. I mean, there is the possibility where he sucks this year. He just flat out's terrible.
That's true.
There is that chance. Like it feels like they extended him. He was awesome last year, and then this year it's just he's gonna be terrible. But I think he'll be all right. I mean, he'll be good enough for a backup. He's not gonna be what he was last year, but that's kind of hard to ask for a 38, soon to be 39-year-old goaltender to ask him to be not his vintage self, but he looked like his Kings days last year.
Yeah, he was good.
Yeah. So, goal picks
for what, tomorrow and Friday?
Yeah, I say so, right? We probably tomorrow, and then they play Utah. We could probably do Monday too, just in case. We might have an episode out on Monday, but do Monday too, just in case. Tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Yeah.
You want to go first?
Sure. I will go. Mika will score tomorrow.
I'll go. We'll go with. I'm trying to think. I don't know if I want to go with something like a safe pick or like. All right, we'll go with Phil Peedle.
All right. I say that's riskier. Utah.
I will go
Lafreniere. At home, he's going to get the crowd rolling. I feel like he always scores big goals at home.
You think he's going to get the crowd going on Friday?
Yeah. Isn't that? I thought that game was Saturday.
No, it's Friday.
You sure?
Yeah.
I'm like 99% sure it's Saturday.
No, it's Friday.
Because I remember it conflicting with the Yankee game. If they get to game 5.
Which is Friday.
Yankee game 5 is Saturday.
Oh, it's Saturday. Okay.
I believe the Ranger game is Saturday.
You're right. Never mind.
I'll go Lafreniere.
Lafreniere. So you got Lafreniere and Mika.
Uh-huh.
All right. I'll go. I'm trying to think. Who seems like that they could score a goal against the Utah hockey team? We'll go with the man himself, Chris Kreider.
Alrighty.
Kreider seems like he'll snipe one.
I'll go for Detroit. First Detroit game home, then they're away.
All right, what do you got?
Trocheck.
Vincenzo?
Yes.
I'll go. What about Phil Peedle again?
Wow.
Expectations. He might be out for the season by then, but
yeah, he might be. Hopefully not. All right.
Expectations.
I'm feeling good about my goal scoring picks. New year, new me.
Expectations are high. So I got Hedel, Laugh, Hedel, and then you have Hedel, Kreider, Hedel, and then you have Mika, Laugh, Trocheck.
Yep. All right. Any closing thoughts?
Whoa, we didn't. You didn't. We want to talk about like team expectations.
Yeah, well, you want to know mine?
What?
They're gonna get to the Eastern Conference Finals and lose again.
Eastern Conference Final, Game 7 though.
No, they'll get to Game 7, and then they'll because they have to start getting to a couple Game 7s before they get to the Cup.
That's true. We gotta get to 1 or 2 Game 7s first, right?
Yes. No, we need Game 7, first round exit, Game 7, then we can win the Cup.
All right, all right.
Actually, no.
Are we winning the division?
Yeah,
All right.
they're gonna have a good regular. They're not gonna have what they did last year in the regular season, but they're gonna do enough. They're gonna win the division, and they're gonna. I mean, they could win the. Do you really think they're winning the Cup?
No, I
So
think
what do
Eastern
you have?
Conference Final. That's what I said too.
Game 7.
Yeah, Game 7 this time.
All right, so I'm going Game 6. You go Game 7.
Game 6.
Who
Game
do they
7.
lose to
Florida.
again?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd probably say so. I'd probably say Florida. If you had to choose another team, not Florida, and not
For them to
yeah,
lose to.
to lose to.
I don't think they're gonna lose to anybody else in the conference final than Florida.
Yeah, you're probably right.
They'd lose before the conference final, I think.
The Devils.
Could be them. Could be the Hurricanes.
I couldn't take it if the Rangers lost to the Devils in the Eastern Conference Finals again.
That's not really possible. They would have to play them in the second round or the first round.
Yeah.
Unless like one of them was a wild card. I guess the Devils could be like the second wild card, and the Rangers could be the second seed.
The Buffalo Sabres.
Rangers losing the first round to the Sabres.
That's not happening. The Sabres probably won't even make the playoffs. They look terrible. First 2 games. That's early.
Rangers missed the playoffs.
Ugh. Brutal. That won't happen. I don't know what I'll do. They miss the playoffs. They won't miss the playoffs. They'll be all right. They're going to win it all. You have to have confidence. They're going to win it all.
Yeah. Is that our year?
Mm-hmm.
Our year till it isn't.
Last year was a fluke.
Yeah.
This year is real.
They let the Panthers win because they hadn't won a cup in their franchise history. So we felt bad.
Yeah, and the Rangers didn't want it to perfectly align with 94 either. Like,
yeah, they wanted their own legacy.
Yeah, they'd be a little different.
Yeah.
Last year's team, everybody would know they just compare themselves to 94. This year, nobody's going to compare them to 94. Everybody's just going to be like 2025.
You guys remember the 25 Rangers?
Yep.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to be like, oh, remember the 24 Rangers and then the 94 Rangers?
Yeah, we don't want
and then
4.
What? Hold on, let me do the math. The 44 Rangers and then the 64 Rangers and the 84 Rangers.
Every 30 years?
Yeah.
So it'd be 54 Rangers.
Yeah, you're right. It would be the 54 Rangers. 54, 84.
Breaking news. Bubs isn't a mathematician.
3104.
3104?
Or 2104. Right?
They're gonna
once we get to 2099, we're gonna switch to 21.
2104, the Rangers gonna win the cup.
Yeah, 2104 and then 2134.
Well, lucky for us, we won't be alive. So
there might be Rangers fans that might get to 2104.
2104.
I mean, what we're 2024, so 2104 is.
People have to be in their like late 80s or 90s. But
if you're born right now, if you're born today,
how many people are conscious of the games though? People that actually watch the games. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I'm saying like if you're born today,
like 1 year old doesn't count.
No, I'm talking about 2104. If you're born today, you can make it to 2104 because 2024.
That's like 80 years. Yeah.
You'll be 2034 will be 1. 2044 or you'll be 10. 2044 you'll be 20. 2054 you'll be 30. 2064 you'll be 40. 2074 you'll be.
Dude, are you kidding me?
50.
Can you not just do math?
No, I'm doing math. I'm just breaking.
You're born this year, right?
Yeah, born this year. You'll be 10 years from now. You'll be 10.
Dude, 2104, you'd be 80.
Yeah, on the dot, right?
Yes. So why'd you have to like break it up like that?
Because I just wanted to make sure I was thinking right. Yeah, so you could be. So there could be a Ranger fan born today that'll be 80, or you could be 10 right now. And you could be 90. that's watching the team
Or
now.
you could be 20 and be 100.
Yeah. Or you could be 30 and be 110. Or heck, even 40. Nobody says it's
100,
impossible to get to 120.
120.
I mean,
I
Jimmy
don't know
Carter,
about that.
he's still around.
He's just
Maybe he'll
getting
be
pushed
around for the
around.
Rangers Cup.
They'll just be like pushing me around. Then I'll be like this.
Are we going to get a Rangers Cup or GTA 6 first?
Well, GTA 6 is coming out next fall.
Yeah. So, no.
No. Rangers Cup before GTA 6. Those memes would be funny, though.
Yeah, that is true.
There was a Grand Theft Auto game that came out after the Jets made the playoffs, and it's going to come out again before they make the playoffs. There's going to be two Grand Theft Auto games that come out before the Jets make the playoffs.
Is that your hope?
I don't know, one of these.
Where even is the G? Isn't that Miami this time? Or
yeah, it's in Miami.
Right?
Yeah. One of these New York teams has to win eventually,
big boom
right?
I wonder if those guys are going to give GTA 6 a boom.
Maybe we'll get a Mets World Series.
No, nobody wants that.
For all your Mets fans.
Nobody wants a Mets World Series.
Whatever. You wanna wrap this up?
Yeah.
Score prediction for tomorrow.
4-3 Rangers.
7-8 Rangers.
Oh God. 7-8. Who says the lower score first?
8-7 Rangers because of Crosby.
I hate when people do that. That's my biggest pet peeve. When people are like, "Oh, what was the final score?" Oh, 13-20.
All right, but the Rangers are going to win 8-7.
7-8. I got you.
And Lafreniere is going to score 8 goals.
Legacy game.
Riley Smith legacy game.
No. I've jumped off the Riley Smith trade. All right. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks for watching.